I really couldn't believe it, guys. But today, we found out that One Punch Man Season 3, Episode 6 is literally the worst rated, the lowest rated anime episode in history ever. It even is better than X-Arm. I had never heard about this before. People were showing me this on X about how it has even a higher rating than One Punch Man Season 3. I'm just like, oh my god, dude. Will Bandai finally listen to the fan base and fix this mess? Will they cancel the season? Will they put out a statement at least or anything, because they're still promoting One Punch Man Season 3 like it's the same quality of Season 1. It's very peculiar because we all know it's not the same quality of Season 1. This is the bare minimum. In fact, it doesn't even hit the bare minimum. Like, take, for example, this shot here of Atomic Samurai, and as you see it in the anime, it's like they messed up the PNG and like didn't complete it and just left it like cut off at the top, just like the manga panel. Like, what in the world is happening over there? They also have cut out a lot of great scenes from this anime. I know they have to skip a lot because they're trying to fit so many chapters into a 12 episode season. This, like walking up the stairs, isn't too important, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because it was just too challenging for them. And so what they opted to do is, instead of animating this or even as a PNG, instead opted to just have voiceover as we're looking at a building for like a good 20 seconds. Like the pipes and the walls are talking to each other. It's beyond laziness. It's bare minimum, like at best. I'm just so blown away at how strange all of this is. 6 years, we got the announcement 3 years ago. They continually said, we understand how important this property is to you guys, and we're going to do the best. It's going to be so good. You know, we probably can't match Season 1, but nobody can because it was a dream team, but it's going to be incredible, guys. It's going to be incredible. But by the way, we only have 4 weeks to work on each episode, and we're going to outsource to China and not give them any direction. It's like, holy crap, dude. Like, I talked about this in my review of the episode, but it's at the point where the manga literally has more animation than the anime, in this episode anyway. That's just like mind-boggling to even think about, that's even humanly possible. Someone told them that all we care about is the art, and we don't care about, high quality animation. Like, give us a lot of thick lines and neon colored shots and the stupid fans will think it's amazing, right? Well, I think the stupid fans are kind of catching on at this point. You guys were not completely honest with us, not even remotely. The production committee fumbled, like, my goodness. Like, I really don't understand why they wouldn't just postpone it. Someone in management has to watch this season and be like, this is trash. It needs to be better. It's just so weird. It's like it's not only rushed, it's unfinished, it's basic. And I defended JC staff quite a bit after the first few episodes because I knew that they weren't the only ones to blame here, but they are to blame. I didn't want the animators to get attacked. I still don't really feel like it's the animators are the issue. This seems like way more like a problem with directing and management. Unfortunately, it's very hard to tell, who's really doing what behind the scenes. People have asked me who's doing all the neon shots. Most likely it's the director or the art director. I don't think it would be an episode director because then you would probably only see it in one episode. So my guess is it's Shin Nagai himself. And that's probably because he hasn't really worked on titles like this. I guess maybe this works in other properties like, romance, but it does not, the neon lights do not work here at all. And it's completely excessive. It removes detail because you don't have a background, right? So there's no depth, but the neon lights really aren't even the biggest issue here. Like, if the animation was good, I don't think people would really be making too much of a deal out of the neon lights. Like, yes, they're bad. We don't like it. It doesn't make sense 99% of the time. But the biggest issue here is really just like kind of the lack of animation, the stiffness. People don't want to watch PowerPoint presentation in 2025. We're getting completely spoiled with anime in the last couple years. We just had Attack on Titan finish. Right now, we just had Solo Leveling season 2. We got the Chainsaw Man movie, My Hero Academia final season, and all of these titles and Demon Slayer, obviously, all these titles are doing so incredibly well. They're breaking barriers for animation. The clips are going viral. Everybody's talking about it. There's so much hype. And then you go to One Punch Man Season 3, which should have been given the same caliber, and it's like the complete opposite. It's literally the complete opposite of all of the greatness that's happening right now. So like, why do One Punch Man fans deserve this? What's really going on? Like, who made this decision? Is it possible that none of the other studios wanted to touch One Punch Man because they knew of the debacle of season 2 and they probably wouldn't be able to keep up with season 1? I really do not think that's the case. I think that these studios, they love to work on major titles because obviously they're a business. If you get a major title, that's a really good opportunity for your studio to come in the spotlight, right? This is like how you become a top studio. You have to take on a major title and do it justice. So I really don't think that Mappa, Bones, Wit, A1, any of these guys would have said no simply because they don't think that they could handle it. I'm positive that any of those studios could have easily handled this season. They have consistently represented themselves as the top studios for the last few years. They're just killing it. So as I've said before, it's most likely just because they're cheap. You know, there is a possibility that the studios turned it down because they're busy with all these other major titles. You know, Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man, Solo Leveling, etc., all like kind of the hottest anime right now. But a part of me says that they probably wouldn't have turned it down even if their plate was full. I mean, when Mappa, over the last 5 years, Mappa's been going crazy, seemingly taking everything. It feels like they've slowed down a little bit. So maybe their plate was full, but like, I just feel like for the opportunity to get a major title like One Punch Man, they would probably still take it even if they're busy with work because it's that important to them. You know, if you do a solid job on One Punch Man, like you're going to get hired for a lot more work. And ultimately that's what they're striving to do. So like, I really don't feel like the studios would turn this down, meaning like the only logical option is just that the production committee did not want to spend a lot of money on it. They don't really care about the title that much. It's really not that important to them. And I don't even know if JC staff like stepped up and said, oh, we'll improve this time. I mean, to be honest, it really, like, animation wise and sound design wise, it's a step down from season 2. Like, go rewatch season 2. Watch like the Garo fights. Watch Genos versus Sonic. Like, it's better than season 3. Season 3 got the compositing down and like, you know, some of the colors and the landscapes like look beautiful, but we're not watching One Punch Man for colorful characters. Like, we're watching it for the comedy and the action, and it's missing on both of those fronts, which is the biggest issue here. One of the biggest issues is just the mismanagement of resources. So that's probably the production committee or some management and JC staff. I don't know who made the decision, let's do all these neon shots, but we've seen from previous episodes that they were already done in the normal coloring of the character, like the Garo shot, and then they changed it to this neon crap. So they're wasting resources that they could be spending on animation or, you know, fixing other things in the show, instead going for these colorful neon shots, which just are completely jarring and shock you as an audience. You're like, why is this character look like a rainbow right now? It doesn't make any sense to me. This is one of the worst blunders I've seen for any anime. We've heard of these seasons like Blue Lock season 2. Sometimes these studios just fumble, but like this one, it feels like they really have no excuse. Period. There was even in between frames from Royal Ripper where he has jugs, bro. Like he has literal tits. And it's like, this guy's supposed to be like this menacing monster and you gave him tits. And it's like, just, like, as a diehard One Punch fan, it's so bad, it's almost comical. And I feel like JC staff probably just ruined their reputation. And I feel like the status of One Punch Man, I mean, at least the anime, it put a stinky flavor in our mouth, but the manga is still so goated. In fact, I think one of the positive benefits of season 3 is that more people are reading the manga now because so many fans defended the manga, how great it is, how amazing it is. I've seen so many more people picking up the manga now, which is great. I mean, actually, my manga reviews are getting a lot of views again, so that's probably also a repercussion of season 3, right? Before I go, I just want to read you some of these IMDb reviews because they're kind of hilarious. 20 minutes of mouth talking, inner monologue animation cuts, and some of the most uninteresting dialogue in anime. I was having a hard time not falling asleep during episode 6. The Class S heroes bickering was excruciating to get through. None of these Class S heroes are interesting to listen to. It's all trivial garbage that comes out of their mouth and literally no story. The Class S heroes just sit around and talk and do nothing for 6 episodes straight. What the heck is the story at this point? Why is Saitama featured so very little so far into the season? I'm crashing out watching this unfold. It's Berserk 2016 levels of quality. Well, I mean, unfortunately, like the build up to the Monster Association is a lot of talking, but I think they could have done better with what they cut out and what they put in to make it more interesting and, added a lot more character acting as well just to make it more fun, which they didn't do that. Rock bottom. I cannot fathom the fact that we are currently in this situation. A show that was greenlit 3 years ago with only 12 episodes just had the worst episode. It's just so sad to see a beloved series fall from grace. This is an episode that kills a series. I don't see a lot of people returning afterwards. Yeah, I mean, if JC Staff gets announced for season 4, I don't know if anybody's gonna watch it, bro. Please remake this series. Respect the fans. We've been eagerly waiting for the season for 6 long years. It doesn't matter if you have a year to make this season great. We can wait another year. Just hire people who genuinely love this anime and are skilled enough to avoid ruining the entire season. Please, please, please remake this anime for all of us. Well, I don't think they're going to remake it because that would just cost too much money and take too much time. But you are right about the first point about hiring people who genuinely love the anime, because most of the top animation really comes from passion. If you ask any of the top animators, like, did you get paid a lot of money to do this? Like, why did you take this project? They'll tell you it's passion. That's the reason they go so crazy making animations. They just love it. They love to push their limits and do great things, especially if they love the property too. Then they're going to really give it their best. But you also have to give them time. So you have to get people who, and last one I'm going to read here, a spit in the face of a One Punch Man fan. This is quite literally the worst episode of a popular shonen manga. At least the previous 5 episodes of season 3 had somewhat consistent art direction and compensate for the lackluster animation quality. But as for episode 6, it just drops the ball on everything. Awful looking art even for the stills. No animation, terrible music, and don't even get me started on the ridiculous overuse of the nightclub filters to mask how bad some of these drawings look. This isn't One Punch Man. It's a spit in the face to manga fans, anime-only viewers, and even Yusuke Murata's illustrations. Do not even bother making a season 4 if you can't do better than what we have received so far. I'd rather read the manga, and I don't even like reading manga. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, I can't really disagree with the guy. It's a disaster, and this is a huge stain on JC Staff, One Punch Man, and Bandai. I do not have high hopes for the rest of the season, but I'm still going to review it. And speaking of review, we got a One Punch Man chapter that just came out, so that video will be out tomorrow.